Guys, welcome back. It is week 9, college football picks and predictions, back once again. And guys, I'll be honest right now, this weekend's schedule of games is not the best. If you have plans to go on some Halloween adventure, some festival, go shopping this weekend, this is the weekend to miss games on college football Saturday. It is just not a great slate. There's 5 good games, but outside of that, pretty rough. Let's make the most of it anyway, starting here on Saturday. It is the number 2 Indiana Hoosiers on big noon kickoff in Bloomington, Indiana, hosting the 3-win UCLA Bruins. They've won 3 straight ever since firing their coach. This team's hot right now. Nico's playing great football at quarterback. If I'm Indiana, I'm scared right now of this team coming in here. They're hot. They want this big win over Indiana to knock them off. I think Cignetti's smarter than that. He sees the spot here for Indiana. They could slip up. I think the Hoosiers lock in. They win this game at home. 34-24. Mendoza, 3 touchdowns, 260. And they continue their run to the undefeated season there in Bloomington, Indiana. What a time to be alive. Syracuse at Georgia Tech. So last weekend, I was all over Georgia Tech on the road against Duke. People said they were going to get upset. They were going to lose. They won that game as underdogs on the road. Haynes King, a good game there. They're undefeated right now. And yes, they take care of business at home here. 42-16 over Syracuse. At this point right now for Georgia Tech, if they win 10 games, maybe even 11 games, they're a lock to be in the playoff. And they're getting close right now, just really 3 weeks away. If they win these games, even if they lose to Georgia in that last game of the year, they're in the playoff as a lock. What a great time to be alive in Atlanta, Georgia there. And then Virginia, North Carolina. So, guys, I'll be honest, North Carolina sucks. I mean, this team is garbage. They lost to California. They're actually genuinely terrible. They have no cohesive unit out there. The team's just a collection of players running around. It is a mess. It reminds me of 2023 Colorado. That team was overhyped. They kind of sucked, honestly, the last 8 weeks of the season. This team's the same thing. They're just horrible. And Virginia wins this game 27-23. Kind of a closer game there on the road, but really, North Carolina is not going to finish the job. Even if this game's close, Virginia figures this one out. And Virginia is the surprise team of the year in the ACC. And then Ole Miss at Oklahoma. So, guys, I will be attending this game on Saturday, 11 a.m. kickoff in Norman, Oklahoma. I'll be there tailgating. If you're there, let me know on Instagram. It's going to be a great environment there. The loser of this game is in dire straits. They must win this game to stay alive in the playoff hunt. And I'm taking the Oklahoma Sooners at home, 34-31, and a really good game here on ABC to win this one and go in the top 10 and be a potential lock in the playoff. Ole Miss right now on the fringes. They lose this game, their second loss in a row, and they're on the hot seat right now for the college football playoff. And then South Florida, Memphis. So speaking of hot seat in the playoff, Memphis lost to UAB last weekend. They must win this game to stay alive over number 18 USF. And they win this game at home 45-29 over South Florida. Memphis's offense is still really good, and they figured this one out, win this game in desperation against the Bulls, and they stay alive to win the American and make the playoff there. That game's on ESPN2. And then SMU at Wake Forest. So SMU, a big win against Clemson last week. This team is still alive to win the ACC right now, playing at Wake Forest here. The Mustangs all day long there. 36-27. The SMU Mustangs, the best unranked team in college football right now. That game's on the CW network. I love the CW. And then the number 4 Alabama Crimson Tide against South Carolina. Always a great environment here in South Carolina hosting these top 10 teams. Bama's so hot right now, guys. Ty Simpson, one of the Heisman leaders right now, playing great every weekend. This game's going to be close on the road, but Bama wins this game 28-24, and they are on the way to the SEC title game in Atlanta, Georgia. And then the game of the week, it is Missouri against Vanderbilt. I believe the loser of this game is eliminated from the playoff. The winner has a very good shot at making it. This is a huge game here. The black and gold versus the black and gold. The game of the week, college game day, Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia. Guys, Missouri, in my opinion, like I said 2 weeks ago against Alabama, this team's overrated. They're not as good as people said they were. We saw Missouri last weekend at Auburn. They stole that game late in overtime. They're kind of a fringe top 25 team right now. and I'm taking Vanderbilt all day at home, 30-20. They're a top 10 team in college football, the Vanderbilt Commodores. They want to host a playoff game there in Nashville. It's crazy. Congrats to Vanderbilt there for a big win. BYU, Iowa State. I was all over this BYU team early in the year, and here we are late October. They're still undefeated. I love their quarterback. I love their defense. I love their coach. I'm taking them all day on the road against Iowa State. 26-23, a lower scoring game here. A lot of field goals in this game, but BYU figures it out, a big road win. The BYU Cougars are on their way to making their first ever playoff. And then number 23, Illinois, playing at Washington. Guys, I think Washington deserves to be ranked over Illinois right now. I just question this Illinois team. They're not very good. I know their quarterback is pretty solid, but guys, I'm not buying this team at all. I'm taking the Huskies all day at home here. 35-31 to beat Illinois on the Big Ten Network. And then FAU Owls against undefeated Navy. So the Navy midshipmen right now, I believe, are 6-0 or 7-0. This team's undefeated. They're solid. They're not quite ranked. If they win this game, they could be ranked next week. And yes, Navy wins this game 38-21. This team scores a lot of points, guys. Watch out for Navy in the playoff, but their schedule the rest of the way is brutal. They play like Notre Dame, like some other ranked teams, South Florida. It's just a miserable schedule. They might lose 5 games the rest of the way, but I hope they win this game and be ranked next week. Would be a great sight to see Navy in the top 25. And then Oklahoma State at Texas Tech. So guys, what a tragedy there for Texas Tech last weekend. They were finally getting some hype on the national level, and they lose to Arizona State, guys. They're still ranked, but they must win the rest of the way to make the playoff. And they're playing the worst team in the Big 12 right now, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. 45-17 on ESPNU. That game's a snooze fest there, a midday nap there to watch that one. Don't watch that game. Baylor, Cincinnati, the number 21 Bearcats, finally ranked in the AP poll. We'd love to see that. And then Baylor, the leading passer by yards, Sawyer Robertson, and they lose to TCU last weekend. So sad to see that. I'm taking the Bearcats all day at home. 27-14, a good defense, and Cincy shuts down Baylor, and they stay ranked. And then Texas at Miss State. So guys, Texas, another road game here. They've not played a home game since September 20th, I believe. It's ridiculous. It's been like a full month. Just like last weekend, they play on the road here against a lower tier SEC team. Arch Manning plays better against Miss State, and they win this game easily, 33-6, to complete their road run here. Finally next weekend back at home. And guys, they're still ranked. They still could make the playoff if they win out the rest of the way. And then Wisconsin at Oregon. So Wisconsin's offense right now is just, it's disrespectful. It's just sad to see. This game's going to be a blowout. 44-10. Oregon wins that game at home on FS1 Saturday night. Stanford at Miami. So Stanford, a big win against Florida State. And they travel to Miami this weekend, who just lost to Miller Moss in Louisville. A huge upset there in the ACC. Can Stanford knock off Miami here and knock them out of the playoff race? No, Miami wins this game 51-13, a big bounce back spot there for the Hurricanes, and they clobber Stanford at home on ESPN primetime. Going to Saturday Night Football, it is undefeated Texas A&M playing at LSU in Death Valley. Brian Kelly, Garrett Nussmeier. What a letdown this season, honestly. It's so sad. They lost to Vanderbilt. Their playoff hopes are dim right now. That was my preseason pick to win the championship. LSU, they're so disappointing this season. Can they pull the upset here on Saturday night? Yes, 24-23, LSU beats number 3 A&M. They flood the field there in Death Valley. I'm probably going to be so wrong about that one. Guys, I am begging you. I'm pleading you for one more week, one more chance. Trust Brian Kelly. He has the game plan, has the schemes, has the talent. LSU wins this game against A&M. They flood the field. It's a great sight, guys. Trust BK. Trust the Bayou Bengals there to win that game. And then Boston College against Miller Moss and Louisville, finally ranked after beating Miami. Oh yes, Louisville all day, 45-15. The best team in the ACC right now is the Louisville Cardinals. That's great to see there. The battle of two really good young quarterbacks right now in the Big Ten. It is number 25, Michigan at Michigan State. But guys, this game's going to be sloppy. It's going to be lower scoring. Good defense here. But Michigan wins this game 20-17 on NBC Saturday night. And then Tennessee against Kentucky. So last weekend, Kentucky played Texas close. Now they get another orange team, Tennessee, coming in. Can they pull the upset at home Saturday night in the Blue Hills of Kentucky? It's going to be a close game. 33-28, Tennessee wins this one, and a late comeback there for the Volunteers, and they avoid tragedy in Kentucky there. And then the latest ranked game this weekend is Houston against Arizona State. So welcome back, Arizona State. It's been a while, but you're ranked once again. And Houston's offense kind of miserable this season. Arizona State, they're hot right now, and they win this game at home 23-12 in a very boring slugfest there on ESPN2 Saturday night. So guys, officially been 7 years since number 2 Ohio State lost at Purdue in that crazy upset game in 2018. I was there that night. I have footage of it. I'm going to throw it here in the video, about a minute of clips and me flooding the field at Purdue. It was a crazy environment. Mo Bamba was playing, and Purdue beat Ohio State in the biggest upset. But yeah, guys, enjoy this footage of me at Purdue. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for the best bets, week 9. Peace out. Have a great night. Bye.